It's been a long time since I've done a video regarding black females. I've left black females alone, although there are times many black females attack me personally online. Regardless of what type of topic we're talking about, you always have one or two out of the bunch that want to throw some insults, some unconfirmed insults, some very inaccurate insults. Now, when I was growing up, I say back in the 60s, the 70s, 80s, and even the 90s, unattractive women knew their place for the better sense. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. They were aware that they were unattractive. Whether they were unattractive visually, overweight, or what have you. They were aware that they were overweight. But now we're living in times where you have all of these filters that females are using. And I'm going to speak specifically to black females. We have all of these filters. They have surgeries, breast surgeries, butt surgeries. They can change the shape of their nose, their lips, their cheekbones. They got weaves and wigs to try to better themselves. And now these same females that are unattractive, because regardless of how many weaves or wigs you put on your head, or regardless of how many surgeries you have, you are still you. If you're ugly on the inside, regardless of how you look, you're still ugly to the world. Unless, of course, you attract somebody that's like yourself, because like begets like. So if you find yourself in a situation where you're always attracting unattractive people, bums, and you have females that can be bums as well, and there's dudes that attract bummy females. So when I say bums, I'm not just talking about women attracting bummy men, because you have bummy men attracting bummy females. But now, because we have all of these filters and these weaves and wigs and makeup and surgeries and implants, you now have arrogant females that at one time were unattractive, at one time had low self-esteem. Now they become the bully. And they start talking at men, saying how unattractive these men are, although the men may not be unattractive. They may be doing quite well for themselves, but because of whatever reason, she decided to want to verbally attack him. Now, I was watching an old divorce court video on YouTube. And it was this young, skinny girl. The couple was young. But the girl, she cheated on her husband. They had a child and she cheated on him. And she was saying that she was no longer attracted to him because of the fact that he gained weight. She said after she had the baby, she did what she needed to do to lose that extra weight. Now, she looks like a toothpick. Personally speaking, that's not my choice of woman. I don't choose women that look like a toothpick. And I don't choose women that's overweight. Right? So, she looked like a toothpick. And I wouldn't have never said anything about her, but because of the fact that she was so judgmental towards this brother that looked like he was in pretty good shape. But because of the fact that he gained a little weight, she now says she's unattracted to him. And then she says that she still is stuck on her ex-boyfriend, or this dude that she was trying to get to know. Now, I made a comment And I said in the comment that, of course, black men leave these black females alone. Now, I didn't say black women. I said black females. And if you've been watching my video for a while, you know I put a distinction between women and females. So I said, leave these black females alone. And of course, you're going to have some black females that take offense. And then I commented and said that she's got some nerve saying that she is not attracted to him because of the fact that he gained weight, but she looks like a toothpick. She's got no hair. She's got no breasts. She's got no butt. And of course, you had females that come out the woodwork and attack me. Now, if you look at the pictures of these females, they're not too attractive themselves. One calls herself a model, which to me as a photographer, I am a photographer, and I photo shoot many beautiful women, right? But this female, I would not classify as a model. Now, she may see herself as a model. That's fine if that's what she want to do. But as a photographer, as an artist, that is not a model. Especially if she has to paint her face to cover up blotches, black marks, and moles. She's got what look like warts on her chest, on her face, around her eyes and nose. And she's got a video where she's actually painting her face to cover it up. And then she looks like she's got no hair of her own. And of course she wears the wig, the long flowing weave that many black females used to attack white women or criticize white women for having dog hair. Now they're wearing the dog hair, thinking that that's going to attract men to them. So this female comments the video, and listen, women, if you know that you have defects, think twice before you attack people. And see, that's my whole point in making the comment about the female that attacked her husband because he was a bit overweight. And he wasn't really overweight. He probably just had a little gut. But because he gained a little weight, she says she's unattracted. She fell out of love with him. So if you have a defect, if you have no hair, if you have no breast, if you have to go out and get implants or wear a weave or a wig on your head, you really have no room to criticize anyone. So this female responded and says to me, says the man, how did she put it? She put LMAOOO, says the bald, out of shape man. Now, people that know me personally and they have seen my whole body know that I'm not out of shape. They know that. See, in my videos, I purposely make it so that you would just see my shoulders up. And sometimes because of the fact the camera is zoomed in on your face a little bit, it makes you look like you are overweight when in reality you're not. I'm in pretty good shape, right? To be 59 years old, I'm in pretty good shape. Most people, when they see me, right, the whole me, they usually think I'm in my 30s, and I'm not. And they think I'm lying when I tell them I'm 59 years old. This year, December 28th, I'll be 60, right? So as an older gentleman, I look pretty good for my age. I must say so myself. But this female says the bald, out of shape man. Now, when I went to her page, that's when I saw her painting her face, and her face is covered with what looks like warts. Her chest got all these bumps and warts on her. She looks nasty. She looks like a stripper. I'm not even gonna get it, but anyway, she looks like a stripper that's game for anything, right? She just looks nasty. That's not the kind of woman or female that I'd be interested in at all. I'd pass her by in a heartbeat. Now, you got some dudes out there that's lustful and desperate, and they would settle for somebody like her, but that's not my cup of tea. That's not my interest. Now, I wouldn't have normally said anything about her, but because she attacked me, then of course I have to throw back at her. All right? Call it childish, whatever you may. But I'm not a person that would sit back and just hold my breath. Now, like I said, this time I know when to be quiet. I won't say nothing. I just let it slip by. I let it go. Right? But it's interesting, you have these females that's quick to attack men. They're quick to put men down. Especially if you have these females. I just saw a topic on Facebook just this week where this female was criticizing this dude and was saying that the dude's penis was small. Well, if you're so concerned about small penis men and you're attacking this brother because you felt he had a small penis, well, I would question how many dudes been up inside you to stretch you all out of shape. Listen, women, that is not a compliment. For you to put down, for you to body shame a dude and talk about a dude's private part, how small it is or whatever you say, or the brother can't perform, you don't realize that that's a reflection upon you. It's like when you point your finger at someone, you have 3 other fingers pointing back at you. So you don't realize that when you gag a brother and talk about how small he is, you body shaming him, you don't realize that you're really low rating yourself, because I'm sure there's a lot of women out there would love to have a nice, tight vagina. They don't want it all loose and out of shape. They want it to be tight. But yet for you to talk about how small a dude is goes to show that you've actually been around the corner several times. And you're so stretched out of shape that you have to find certain dudes to be able to please you. And even then, you have to turn to sex toys. Now, I know that this message is not for everybody. It's tight, but it's right. It's tight, but it's right. But I'm just saying that you have to be careful when you start trying to body shame dudes, because you might not be a target of theirs, but because of the fact that you now made yourself manifest, he's going to come at you. And that's why you find there are so many people over the internet that come with troll accounts. They come with troll accounts because they know that they have a lot of defects that someone could call out on them. So they hide. So whenever someone hides, I really don't comment on too many people that come under troll accounts and they hide their face. There's a reason why they hide. We could call them cowards, but they know why they hide. They hide because while they criticizing you, if they show themselves, they may have a dirty house. They may be out of shape and unattracted, right? So they know that you can come back on them, but when you can't see them, then they can just attack you all day because you don't know who they are. See, them are cowards to me. To me, those are cowards. And see, that's how it is on the internet. But then when you have a female like this female, and I was going to put a picture up here, but I said, no, I'm not going to do that. But when you go to her videos, she have to literally paint her face. She's got so many warts and blotches on her face that she's got to paint her face to cover up all the defects, to deceive people. When they make a video, and she's got a video of her walking near a pool, and she's got a bathing suit on, and it's sad because in this day and time, the only thing females really have to show off is their butt. When they take pictures, they don't take pictures of their face and maybe from their torso up. They got to show off their butt. They got to turn towards the camera so you can see their butt. They want to take the attention off of their flaws and all and show you their butt, because you got dudes, man, that's so thirsty, they don't see the stretch marks. They don't see the bruises and all of the cellulite. They don't see all that. They just see a naked butt. And they lose their mind. And then these same females wonder why they have dudes, they have multiple baby daddies, and none of these dudes take care of them, simply because of the fact that when you presented yourself as a round-the-way girl. And I'm being nice by saying round-the-way girl. You presented yourself as a round-the-way girl. So when these dudes came at you, they came at you like you are a round-the-way girl. They had no respect for you. So they filled you with a baby and left you alone to fend alone. And now you want to point fingers at men. And I said to this one female, had that been a man that said that he left his wife because his wife now had a baby and she's got stretch marks and she's not that attractive anymore, then she would have played the feminist mind game of victimhood. She would have been crying and saying that he body shamed her, and they would have ripped this dude to shreds, because of course in divorce court it's a black woman. So she would have ripped him to shreds, made him feel bad because he made her feel bad. But now that you have a black man that's body shamed, that's not even out of shape. Now, I could say I'm out of shape because I hadn't worked out like I, usually do in a while, right? But I'm in shape. I can still run. I can still jump. I can still walk up and down stairs. I'm not out of breath, right? I can do these things. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. So I'm in pretty good shape. I have no health issues outside of what happened in the military. Other than that, I'm in perfect shape. As a 59-year-old Native American. So, ladies, y'all got to be mindful when you start trying to body shame dudes. If you know that you ain't all that, because they just not long ago, man, this is back in the 70s, in the 80s, in the 90s, where dudes wouldn't even touch an ugly female. They used to say things like, yeah, she may have a tight body, but her face is like scary. And dudes used to say, man, he said, yo, I hit that man, but I have to put a paper bag over her head. They talked about putting a paper bag over the female's head and screwing her with all the lights out. But now we're living in a time where they have all of these filters. See, it's easy for black females to attack white women. And like this one female came back and said that, all of the non-black women and white women should take all the black men, get the black men out of their hair. Well, you say that, but at the same time, you're trying to look like white women to try to draw black men. I've had so many black females say the reason why these black females are wearing this long, flowing, blonde hair, getting these blue contact lenses in their eyes, they're actually trying to model themselves after white women, thinking that's going to help them to get black men, thinking black men are going to stop looking at the white women to look at them. And they don't even realize it's got nothing to do with the hair. It's got nothing to do with the blonde hair and the blue eyes. But it's the attitude and the personality of these white chicks and these non-black women that's drawing these black men. These women are conducting themselves as women. They are still getting married. Men are still attracted to them. But when it comes to black females, it's like you're dealing with a gladiator, man. No man, and especially if you're all on Instagram, you call yourself a model and you're no more than a pole dancer or a stripper, and you're like all up on Instagram showing it between your legs, showing off your butt and your breast, and then you expect a man to wife you and be loyal to you because you got a butt or because you show off your breast. If you're so free to do that on social media, how do you think things will turn out once you decide to get married or someone decides to marry you? How do you think that relationship's going to turn out? You know? So you can't expect to get a decent husband, a real man, as you say, and you're like prostituting yourself on the internet. Myself personally, I would not want a female or a woman that was at one time an Instagram so-called model. I would not want that because now she's got a past. And of course, you may say like, well, that's her past. That's her history. People change. Yes. But at the same time, that's also an indication of what's in you. What's already in you. And what's in you is not going to leave unless, of course, you have a demon in you and it needs to be cast out. And in many cases, you open yourself up to that demonic world again. See, so you can't expect to get a good man if you're like prostituting yourself on the internet. You know, and if you were trying to attract a black man, then the things that black men say that they don't like about black females, well, you need to change those things. See, you wanted to fight black men when black men were telling you that they don't like the weave, they want your natural hair, not nappy natural, because you got some black females that think that by like scattering their hair over their head and just letting it dry up on their head, oh, I'm natural now. And you take pictures and videos of you with nappy hair. You talking about like, oh, I'm natural. And you got all of these, you can see lint balls and everything, your hair knotting up. You talking about I'm natural. That's insane. So, ladies, and I'm being respectful, if you have defects, be careful not to try to body shame dudes, because you're going to have dudes like myself that's not going to be political correct. You know, I'm not going to be politically correct. I'm going to snap back at you. In most cases, I'm going to hit back. And you're not going to like what I have to say. So if you can't handle that, don't dish it out. So, and stop trying to be like a white woman. I'm seeing all these videos where black females are trashing black men because they date non-black females. And you're bitter now, you're hurting now because nobody's looking at you. You refuse to change and you refuse to make yourself more appealing and attractive to men, to black men. And now that they decide to turn away from you, because at one time when they were trying to talk to you, they were thirsty according to you. They were thirsty. They had all these little things for dudes, man. You know, you had a problem with dudes being in your inbox and all this nonsense. And now you have dudes that turned away from you. They're not stunning you, as the old people say. They ain't stunning you. They ain't paying you no mind. And you feeling it now. And especially if you're out there talking about that you can do everything by yourself, and now you saying, oh, we're so, we're the most unprotected women. You made yourself unprotected. You the one that shunned your protection. You did that. So, feedback, tell me what you think. It's tight, but it's right. Until next time, I'm fearless.